Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm working as a head of data for Judo Hermits, for the Judo Hermits group. I'm still pretty new in the organization, but it's quite nice to discover all the things we do. So we do data streaming, real-time event streaming on a Kinesis bus. Then we take all the information, put it into a global data warehouse, which is also replacing a number of legacy local data warehouses. We're having a platform for machine learning, so a data lake and a Python-based platform for data scientists. We're doing a couple of dashboards and KPIs for the business, of course, and we're putting also the data governance and the API governance around that to make sure that the data is in good shape and quite consumable for the business. For quite a while, I was probably mostly known for APIs because I put in place a customer focused API for the company in 2012, which went quite well. And then from that, I took different digitalization projects. I was in the user management and then some the security domains, even document management. Yeah, so it's also always some sort of special topics, technical special topics, but with a business view, not from an IT perspective. I think I just put questions in a sort of naive way to understand them without going into expert terminologies and super techy stuff. I just try to understand the value what we can generate with these technologies, and then I'll try to translate what I understood to my peers in the business, and that mostly works okay. I think there's a lot of technology enhancements in the data area that are still quite new. So on the one hand, we have the event streaming, then we have a full cloud-centric approach using Snowflake and the likes to work out our data. Becoming data-centric as a company is something that is I wouldn't say new, but still quite a challenge because it's not so easy to get real best practice. And so it's a lot of discoveries that we do here. I used to do a couple of talks on API days and conferences, which really are specialized in these technologies. And I hope that I'll be able to do some more this year once I get a little time for it. Because it's always nice to meet new people by doing this and then exchanging with peers that have similar problematics to solve, and so we learn together by doing that. I would love more people to understand why there is a need for data management in a company. I mean, especially in the financial services or in the information oriented domains. If I look back on my career of 18 years in this insurance company, it's interesting to see how much of a step it still is. I mean, we have been working on data all our existence, but the technologies are so different now, and making people understand why it is relevant to invest in that and to go into the details of defining a set of data and modeling it right and documenting and doing all this sort of cumbersome stuff. That's really a challenge, but it's super important because you cannot get data driven without that, because you don't get really control over the information that you're working it with, and the information in a way it's your primary resource that you need to work with, to base your algorithms on and everything. So if your information isn't correct, the results won't be good. Just by doing, just by exchanging with people who do. I've really not very much into specific trainings. I need to really work with the stuff, otherwise I don't get it. So I go really into detailed discussions with different stakeholders, be it business or developer, and that's the way I learn, and that's probably the way that brought me in this sort of expert area where I'm now. I always liked the API, um, the API days, especially the ones in Paris on site. That was nice. I hope this will be possible again soon. Apart that, I don't have any very specific go-to conferences. Sometimes I just see one and it fits, and then it's fine. But like the AWS conferences, the I don't know the exact title of it, but they were quite good because they gave a lot of insights on the details of being cloud natives, doing serverless, Terraform, and all that stuff. That's quite nice to discover. There's a couple of meetups that I go to. By the way, the Women in API is a quite good place to be. I really like the meetups that they organize because there's then really people from different sectors coming together, discussing particularly API technology, and that helps really to discover new ideas, new use cases, which then you can adapt and bring into your own business. My objective for this year is getting API governance and data governance closer together, because I see there's so many similarities in modeling data. And so I believe if we successfully design a model with the outside in view, because we're doing it for our customer and our partner when we design an API, this is definitely something that can go directly into our enterprise data model, and that can enhance the quality of that data model. I think I first need to really go into the details of my new domain, because it's just like 6-7 weeks that I have this new role, and the data domain has still a lot for me to learn, going really into the details of the data governance in the work we do with our data stewards, then into the details of the challenging of not just modeling the data, but then also bring it into the analytics infrastructure to see what are the complexities in remodeling it in data marts to have it then exposed in reportings and so on. I'm quite happy that the topic has become pretty mainstream now, because I spent years of really trying to convince business of the utility of doing APIs, and it was quite complex because the topic wasn't so visible, and that changed a lot, and that's a good thing. I think it's extremely relevant for the majority of customers, of companies, to invest in APIs, because if you want to do digital business, that's, to me, the only way to go to expose your services in the form of APIs, because only then you can really integrate with platforms, with other partners, to create additional value together.